What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's video we're creating a portrait illustration of Chucky from Child's Play. For this lesson we're going to switch up our supplies. I'm using this NIC Pro mechanical pencil with a 0.9mm 2B lead. Now you can use whatever you like for this tutorial, so we're going to get started by adding some guidelines to help with the symmetry of our drawing. Let's start at the very top of our page in the center. It's going to sketch a line coming down the middle. Coming all the way down towards the bottom. Now from the center, draw another line going across from left to right. Now I'm going to place the eyes along this horizontal line. So we're going to leave a gap in the center. Let's mark off the edge of the eyes. One on the left. We'll take that same distance on the right and do the same thing. Now from this point we're going to sketch out a circle going out. Go up towards the top, come down and then back up. Let's do the same thing on the right side. Now the circle doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to get the right size and placement. Now in between the eyes we're going to step down and draw a small oval for the nose. Go all the way around and back up. From the outside of the nose, let's curve the cheeks, coming down and out. Bend this in and then down towards the center of the mouth. Now from the mouth, we're going to step down, just mark off the chin with a straight line, going all the way across from left to right. Now from the outside of the eyes, let's step out and draw a straight line coming down towards the left. Let's take that same distance over on the right. Let's extend this all the way up towards the top of our page. Now you'll notice that we didn't start today's lesson with a circle, and that's because I found that this character lends itself better to just using straight lines. Let's curve the cheeks coming down towards the chin. So we're going to start on the left, come down, and then bend that in, and then do the same thing on the right. Now to help with the placement of the ears, we're going to connect the top of the eyes with a straight line, and we'll extend it all the way out towards the side of the head. Now from this point, we're going to sketch a half circle, going out and then back in. Now I want to take the same length between the top of the eyes and the bottom of the chin, go all the way up towards the top. So right about here, I'm just going to mark off the top of the head with a straight line. Now I'm going to round out the top of the head, almost like drawing a half circle. From the center of the forehead, draw a straight angled line going up and out towards the left. Now I want to add a curl across the right side. So from the center, going around the eye, and I'm just going to bend that in. Let's go back to the center, add a part going up and then down towards the side. Now I just want to capture the volume of the hair. Let's start on the left side of the head, bend this out, around the ear, bend that in, curl that out, and then tuck that up and in towards the head. I'm just going to bulk up the hair on the right side. So starting up here, we go up, come down, and then in towards the ear. Let's add some hair coming around the side from the ear, come down and in, and then up and in towards the head. Now that we established the rough sketch, let's go back and lightly erase some of these guidelines. Now we're going to go in and refine our details while using the rough sketch as a guide. Let's start with the eyes. We're going to start on the left side. It's going to go around the top of the eyelid, just pulling that down. Come around the bottom. Now along the inside, we're going to draw a small circle for the iris and pupil. Just going to work our way up and out with the eyebrow. And just bend that back in. Let's add that same curve on top of the right eye. Now it's going to close the eyelids. Curving the top and bottom, and pulling the iris and pupil towards the inside. Let's add that fold in between the eyes. Now I'm just going to add a little bit more shape to the nose, starting with the middle, and then the nostrils. I'm I'm just going to layer in some scars across the face. Now we're just roughing these in. We don't need to get too detailed with this. I'm just going to open up that crack along the side of the eye. Just adding some rough texture inside the hair. And we're just working with the flow of the hair coming around. Now just adding a little bit more shape to the ears. Now you can see that I'm not going too dark with the detail. I want to give myself an opportunity to go back and refine the shape if needed. Now once we're happy with a rough sketch, I'm going to go in and start darkening up our contours. So I'd like to start with the eyes first. Again, just adding a little bit more shape and detail as we go. And going from the center of the eye, I'm just going to add a small highlight on the top left. And the pupil in behind. I'm just going to darken up the top of the iris and then blend that down towards a little bit of a glare. I'm just adding a little bit of texture to the eyebrows. Just working our way up and then out towards the side. And then we'll darken up that area around the left eye. Now just working our way up towards the top of the head and just adding some details as we go. So we're just layering in those cracks across the side of the head. Just blending that down. I'm I'm just going to remove part of the ear on the left side. Just taking out the top, just drawing in the bottom. Now I'm just going to add some texture across the hair starting along the seam. So starting along the bottom, just pulling that up and out. I'm going to go to the outside and just work our way in. And so we're adding some detail on the base and the top, so we create this little highlight in the center of the hair. Now I'm going to use the side edge of a thicker lead to add some shadows across the hair. So I'm going to start on the left side, just starting from the side edge of the head, and just following the curve of that texture going out and down. Let's do the same thing across the right side, starting in the middle. Add some volume to the shadows in the center. Now you want to define the edge of the shadows across the face. So inside this area, we're just going to hatch this, starting from the top, just coming down, around the eye. So we're just pushing that area into some shadow. Also going across the bottom edge of the eyelid, just underneath the eyebrow. And just working our way across the side of the nose. I'm going to define the edge of shadow across the bottom of the nose. And just hatch that in. I'm just going to lean the shadow over towards the right side, coming from the nose. Let's go back and just darken up the top of the eye. And then going around the cheeks and then down towards the chin. And just working our way up along the side. And then we'll shade in the side of the head. That hairband's going to cast a shadow across the forehead. And I'm just going to trace some highlights around the face. I'm just going to add some rough detail across the body. Now the head's going to cast a shadow across the body, so we're just going to shift this over towards the right and just bend that up. I'm just going to darken this up with a medium shade first, and then the shadows will be darker along the top, just underneath the head. I'm just going to wrap up our drawing with a little bit more detail, and always be sure to sign our artwork, and that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of Chucky from Child's Play. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, please make sure you subscribe because I'm posting new lessons every single week. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.